Hello and welcome to Magical Maiden's Jewelry Tutorials. I'm Magical Maiden, and today what I have for you is another seashell pendant. To kick off the summer, it is almost the first day of summer in another month, but the weather, depending on where you live, is already getting hot. Where I live, it's already in the 90s. I live in the south. So what I have for you is I have a beachy looking pendant. Now I'm going to tell you, I already went ahead and started it, but I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to explain this to you. So I got one of these pendants. There's 2 matchings per set, and I bought these off of Amazon. I'll put the link below. Now I would typically do it in a bigger one if you have a 50 millimeter pendant, but I didn't. So I had this, and it really doesn't matter. Now what I'm going to do is I painted this. So what I did was I used, these are old, this is some French beige and a little of this color for sand. So it does, you don't have to get the same brand, just get some sandy colors. Then I got this from Funky Fingers. It's a little goldy with a little pink, just to put over that after I added the beige color. Okay. Then I went over it for the ocean, and I used this from Funky Fingers. You shake it up, and I just did that, and I had to put a few coats to do that, blob it. And then I just added very little glitter in there. And then I went over it again with more paint just to give it some dimension and a little sparkle. Then from Funky Fingers, I used this lighter color. Okay, so this is called Moonstone, this color for the sky, and this color for the ocean that I use called It's a Trap, and the one for the sand that I used, it's called Supernova. Okay, just in case you want to look for it. Now I forget where I got these Funky Fingers from. Either it was Walmart or from Five Below or Dollar Store. Anyway, so once I was done with that, and look, it's the beach, the ocean. Now the only thing to do is wait for it to all dry. And since it's nail polish, it dries within 10 minutes or so. And you want to look and see if you have to add any more. You know what I mean? You don't want to just leave it like that. Now you could add some little white fluffy clouds if you want. And then we're going to add some seashells. Now I got this. You can get a bag, and they're real seashells. You can get a bag of this from Hobby Lobby, or you can go to the beach and find little tiny seashells yourself. They're everywhere. But if you don't live by the beach, you can go to Hobby Lobby, maybe Michael's, usually in the vase filler aisle, or you can order it off of like Amazon. I'm sure they have bags of real seashells, because the fake ones look too fake. So I'm just going to add just a little more of the sky color. I'm going to look at it. Make sure there's like no metal. You want it a little, you can add like white to make the foam waves if you want to do that. You can get a little creative. You don't have to be an artist or a painter to be able to do this, okay? And you know how the levels of sand and water, and okay, so you don't have to make it so perfectly straight. Now you can either leave it like this and then go over it with a nice clear white coat, or you can add some you can add some seashells to the sand. Now I also have this collection, which I believe I got from BB Crafts, and they have different sizes of these. I could get that. I could have like one of these. They're little charms, and you could just put it on there and glue it. But if you didn't want to use one of them, see, if you have a bigger pendant, you could probably do it. Now I'm just going to check and see if the sand part is dry, because I only touched up the sky. So now I'm going to look through my seashells and I'm going to see the smallest ones and I'm going to pick through them. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is the sky's still drying, but as long as your sand and water part is dry, I'm going to get some of my E6000 jewelry, E6000 glue. It's clear, and just a little bit on a toothpick, and I'm going to put some on these seashells that I got. I found the smallest, and I love that combination because they had a lot more in there, but I've had this bag for years. So I went through a lot of seashells. I used to make a lot of resin jewelry, and when I had an Etsy, and I used a lot of seashells for that back in the day. So now you might want to get a tweezer. It might be easier for you to do this, especially since these are so tiny. So I love this purple one, and I'm just going to put a little E6000 glue on the bottom. And then I give it a pat. Okay. And now I'm going to get this little one. And put it kind of over here. And if you put too much glue, don't be afraid to wipe some of that glue off. And I'll position that right here. Then I'm going to move this a little more. And then I think I'm going to use this seashell right here. Okay, now what you want to do is you want to look at it and see if you're happy with that, because you can pull them over and clean it up and reapply things. Okay, so you're going to let that dry for a little bit. And E6000 glue takes 20 minutes to adhere, and about 24 hours to fully cure. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some clear nail polish